Hi guys, Emily from Violet Rays Jane. So a little bit of an energy report, a little bit of a side note about our imagination and the concept of our mind is everything and where we let it go is our biggest gift, okay? Outside of the box of the thinking. So to start, well, last night I had a lot of dreams, which weren't dreams, they were extremely vivid. I got woken up about 4 and there was people in my room and they were talking loudly and there was some like electronic kind of buzzing noise, and I was still in my room at the time, but I kind of got frightened actually. I went into like kind of a panic anxiety mode, and there was someone at the bottom of my bed and I was supposed to be doing something and I felt bad, and anyways, it was like there was a lot of activity, okay, and I had felt this already, like we're going to be getting, Star Fam, but a lot of visitors, and that is true. It was very intense last night, and I woke up not almost in between realities. Like when I did finally wake up, it's like I didn't recognize what was true, that kind of feeling. Where I thought I still had to be doing this thing that I was supposed to do over here, and this work that I was doing, and that they were like waiting for me, and there was something going on, and yeah, it was an intense evening. So there's that going on. There's a lot of dream activity. There's also, I just posted below, so there's like Innerchild healing, right? We are definitely shifting to a point of like our energy centers are being activated. Everything is kind of connecting. Kundalini is coming online. And if you've already been activated, it can happen multiple times. So I'm definitely seeing like DNA, light, almost like light codes going through us right now, and super connected to Atlantis as well. So I found my old speeches from elementary school, and the topics that I had back then, so this was age 8 to 12. My first one was pug dogs, Michael. Second one was witches. Third one was Nostradamus. Fourth one was Australia, which I just moved back to Canada from. And fifth one was imagination. So this was written in 1993, so I was 11. So I just thought I'd share, because the whole concept of it is what we have lost, which is basically the 0 point, which is basically that point of creation. Creativity, the point of creation is everything. The absence of thought and being in that space so that we can receive collective consciousness, downloads, everything is possible in that space of magic. And if you've never seen, or if you have, it's amazing, one of my favorites, The Never-Ending Story. And the nothing takes over throughout the movie, and at the end, the little boy, all he has to do, there's a little light left, the whole world is destroyed. There's just him and the princess left, and she says to him, it's so simple, all you have to do, make a wish. And she asks him to give her a new name. But basically, making a wish creates this whole world all over again in the never-ending story. And so it's like we lost that. And that's where we're going back to. We're going back to that innocence, where we're doing the return to innocence. And that song by Enigma has so much meaning. I used to cry to that from age 8 on. I remember that song hit me so hard, and that's basically what we're doing right now in the world. We're returning to innocence, which is the 0 point of creation, which is the childlike wonder, which is Christ consciousness. When a child is born, they're right from there. They're still in that essence, okay? So that's where we're returning. So anyways, I'll just read this for you quickly. Your imagination. Imagine if you never had to go to school because you were born with a computer mind. Imagine if we could talk to animals and they would talk back. Imagine if everything in the world was made of candy. All those are examples of one person's imagination. Your imagination can take you anywhere. It seems some people use this more than others, especially children. Some children have imaginary friends and they talk to them and play with them, probably because the child is very lonely. Imagine if, whenever someone turns 14, the person would get special powers. That would come true. People get their fantasies from Walt Disney and some of the other companies in the cartoons and movies they make. But one of the real miracles of imagining things is when someone is sick or feeling down, they tend to imagine good thoughts to help them feel better, like thinking that they have $1 million. The whole world uses their imagination in everything they do, see, say, and smell. For example, what you're wearing right now, people designed that and they thought it up using their imagination. Imagine what people who are blind think the world is like. It's like if no one told them anything about it at all, they could imagine that the sky is brown, the grass is orange. How do they even know what color it is? Or they could think that all the houses are purple and the sidewalks are red. Sometimes your imagination can give you awful nightmares, though. For example, if you just finished watching a really terrifying movie that scares you half to death and imagine that you're the main character and you're the one they're after, that is one of the really horrifying things about your imagination. So think of the world and all the negative thoughts that created this virus. It's not all bad though. Sometimes things are really good. Take magic tricks. They seem so real. They trick your imagination into believing that it is really true, not just an optical illusion. Your imagination is the greatest gift in the world, I think. Without it, I wouldn't have been able to write this speech. So just some fascinating things that are coming through, where if we go back to when we were children, if you didn't have a good childhood, then that can be really hard. But even more important to go back to your inner child, to rescue them from that place. And the thing about the childhood, whether we had a good one or not, we still have that essence and that childlike imagination inside, and healing brings us back to that place. And when we were born, we had everything. We are superheroes. We know this now. This is the awakening. We're X-Men. And I mean, with our powers coming more online as we go, we will be unstoppable. We are beginning to unite. And as each one of us connects to our inner child, rescues those fragments from those timelines, we start to imagine, create in the quantum, in the 0 point, in the heart space, a new earth. And that's how we're doing it. Anyways, many blessings and thanks for listening.